Star date. I have no idea. So, our land down here, we've walked back over here one time. It's actually pretty steep. She's walking up the hill. And walked down here, and it's a really steep drop off right here. It goes down over the hill pretty steep, but I was sort of amazed. I thought I found most of the, sorry, it's got a rock in my shoe. Found some of the usable land. And as you can see, this is, that's straight, more than a 45 degree angle down, 50, 60 maybe. So, but when I was walking out and standing right here for the first time ever, I was like, man, could be a possible cabin spot. By the way, that bucket's like 5 feet wide. It's huge, so give you some perspective. But I just had to fix the road because I was getting a shipping container delivered today. Of course, that got nixed. They didn't call and set up the 24-hour schedule. And then they really didn't have to. I called up there and they said, no, not really, you don't have to. But it was too late. They already, so they're going to bring it Monday. Anyway, I was trying to fix the little spot in the road. Since that got canceled, I'm just going to try to clear the spot down here. Just started tearing trees down and going. So, tell you what, it got a little bit deeper over there. Flatten it on the high side. It'd be perfect little walkout basement. Look like a little cabin from the front. Have you a big old basement down here and deck overlooking the big steep woods. You want to be secluded, this is the spot. I'm gonna get the drone up in the air and film where that's sitting so you guys sort of know what's going on. My wife, she came down here. She's got poison ivy all over, so she was topless. She's got calamine lotion all over, so as soon as I whipped out the camera, she took off. It is scorching hot, brutally hot today. There's no AC in that thing, but it's got a fan. Overall, definitely could use a thumb on this thing, but make do with what I have. Probably burn through $100 in gas at least, but you know what, I'll just keep it rolling as I walk up here. Got some good clay slash, they look like rocks when you bring them out and set them off. I took a pile of them once I was going to build with them, and you know, a month later they're starting to turn into gravel. One of the locals down here told me, he goes, if you got bad spots on your driveway, find you some of that, dig it up and put it on there, because I have a lot of clay, so when it rains, and it's still pretty slick. See, my little excavator has a thumb. When you teamwork these, yeah, here, that's pointing straight right there, already about eye level with the arm. But you know, I can run that big one, push stuff over, rip it up, back up a little bit, and then come in with a little excavator with the thumb and pick it up, move it, make it, put it all in a pile. But clearly this was super thick. This is the first time I've ever just said, you know, normally I like getting in with the mulching head. You can see how thick this stuff is over here. I like getting in with a mulching head on the little excavator, getting it all mulched down, then coming in with a big one. It's very time consuming, labor intensive. Not really, I mean, you're sitting in an excavator, but you know, and I'm like, let's just get to work with this big one, just running over stuff. And you know, it's basically taking the teeth and ripping up. There's lots of bees, let's avoid that. And so I was just ripping it up, and as soon as it ripped the roots out of the ground and laid over, I just rolled with it. Some of the bigger stuff I would try to move out of the way. Lots of stumps from loggers. I think they logged it a decade ago, and so I did take the time to rip up any big stumps. There's probably one right there. So big hole down there. But tell you what, there's these dead trees like this one. You know, damn thing's 50, 60 feet high. Yep, I'm glad the top of that big excavator's got some steel on it. Because I bumped one and I heard ka-choo, bang! But tell you what, for anybody that wants to move trees, that 50-ton excavator just rip them right up. And then right in here, I backed out, prepared to shut her off and run, but there was like a hornet's nest. When I broke the bottom of this tree, let's see if they've all bailed. I'd hate to go over there and oh, there's a big one right there flying around. You know what? I know you guys don't see it on the camera. He said he's big. All right, Daddy, I'm just gonna back out of that. I backed out of there real quick. When it snapped at the bottom, all of these came out. And probably, I don't know, 30 foot from it right now. That's 1x, 3x, 10x. Definitely. It'd be interesting if there's a honeybees. I can't tell good enough. Or those sort of crazy wasps that we see around here. If they're honeybees, there might be honey in there. We'll see. There, when that broke, it broke and leaned over about 5 degrees, but it got caught way up on that other tree. And it was 100 of those things instantly came out. Looked like those old Wile E. Coyote cartoons, just all over. And I'm like, are those honeybees? No. Those are those big yellow looking crazy. So originally I came in up there. It's probably the path that I will, if I ever do make an Airbnb, or you know, my son gets out of the army and wants to build a little cabin down there. But there's big old rocks. But anyway, you know, I figured I'd make it cut in up there. But it's so tight, that big excavator. It's big. It requires a lot of swing, and there were so many trees. I mean, just imagine that everywhere. And so my wife showed back up from town, said, hey, she couldn't, the road was blocked. So I backed out over there, got back on the main road, cleared it a little bit, and came in down here. This path I'm walking out on. She's right. Hey, Humvee excursion. She's like, there's too much dirt in the road to get out of here. Tell you what, you think it's nice and smooth when you're up there in that big cab of that big excavator, but it's not. This was the worst. You know what? I'm just gonna point right up here. Right up here is where I went in originally. Got down to about there, and then I backed in. My goal was to have all of that, starting from about up there, cleared all the way over to there, make it look like park-like setting where it's just the big nice trees. But anyway, it is shower time, and well, it's Friday, so who knows? Take it easy. Enjoy the evening. That's all I got for you, folks. We're gonna get on setting up these cameras and editing and making some nice videos at some point, but this is what we got for now. So we're gonna run over there and check out the excavator work I did today. Just seeing if there's anybody in the cove. So there's the path leading out. So right about there, that's where I was working on the hill. It's not bad. It's just where the water runs down. It's putting a little groove in it, and it was always a little tight. It's like, you know what? Let's just widen up another 10 feet, take some of these trees out, and make it for the shipping container guy that was coming today. So for anybody that knows the area and's been watching, let me go over here and act like I'm coming in. We put a sign right down there. It says Freeman's Point to the right, and it goes out to another lake view. A lot of the locals they'd turn right there. And we didn't really want everybody coming back to our property now that we're living back here anymore. Or our home site, should I say, our property. That hill is actually, I don't know, it's a little hill. It's not too bad. We go up on the right side of the tree. I had a huge pine tree fall onto that tree right there, and I couldn't figure out how to cut it without possibly injuring myself. It was just too big. I said I'm going to get the excavator. So once I got the big excavator back up front, I went ahead and smoothed out a nice easy path. It's a lot gentler coming up next to that big tree. Wow, man, you can't really see stuff with all of the trees. Yeah, I might not do it justice on this video with the trees like they are, but so right in here, I decided to start working my way in, and there it is. So Leslie and I have only walked over there once. I say over there, I'm just going to say the middle of the screen. Hopefully I can go down on the point when I get there, but I'm trying to talk you through. But so I made that path to the right. I was planning on widening up this road, the main road, which is dead center of your screen. I mean, you can see it a little bit, the fresh dirt and this, that going down there, and I widened it, I don't know, 50 feet worth of it. But I ended up spending more time because the shipping container is not going to show up now until Monday. So I ended up just going back here and clearing it all. My goal is to get all this cleared out and have it more like a park-like setting. Like I said on the other video, if you're gonna, I think I'm just gonna attach this on the end. If people watch it, they watch it. But I came in about here, started to get really tied up. I mean, just too big of trees everywhere. And my wife got into town. She said, hey, there's too much dirt on the road. She couldn't get through. So I backed up, got back on the path right there, fixed it. And when I came down here, I came in, and then I was already down here. I'm like, okay, let's come in this way. And then I came in this way and started clearing it. Yeah, I can't do it justice. If you made it this far in the video, you're going to see that bee tree was about right there. But this land, you know, we're always out there walking the land by the lake, out by the front. We put on our hiking boots and said, hey, let's hit all of the land that we bought. And one day we just decided to walk down this path, and it's relatively flat. And when we got down to that spot where the beginning of this video starts, that excavator right there, you know, it was really steep drop-offs all the way around this, but it was like a neat little peninsula right there that I was like, man, you could actually put a little cabin here. And, you know, it all depends. If you go down a foot and you hit the big rocks, then you're just up shit creek. You know, you never really know until you get down there and start digging. You know, sometimes rocks are a foot under. A lot of places actually down here, on all these around the lake. But many places I got lucky. And again, I got pretty lucky there. It's definitely big enough to have a cabin. And but that's where I was. I'm going to go ahead and put some elevation in. Anyway, that's it. I'm killing it.